Today on WBTV, we are going to be going over our top 5 Jackbox games and what we think the best Jackbox games are. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so recently because of the pandemic, I don't know about you guys, but we have got on the Jackbox more recently. We've been playing Jackbox once a week with a group of friends, getting on there and doing some Jackbox. So because we played so much Jackbox, I think we've played like 6 or 7 times now in the past 2 months.
Yeah, it's weekly at this point.
Yeah.
So
we are going to be going over our top 5 favorite Jackbox games, and some honorable mentions. So we're going to be starting at number 5, working our way up to number 2, and then listing the honorable mentions. Okay, so number 5 is Mad vs. City. The reason that we picked this for number 5, although we both think it is overplayed, is because...
Yeah, in our friend group, it's been played so much that I dislike it anymore, or I choose to avoid it because it's so overdone.
This game is like one of a kind. It does what it's trying to do so well, and Jokeboat tried to capitalize on what it was, and I mean, Jokeboat is entertaining, but the jokes are so horrible.
Yeah.
When like in Mad vs. City, the raps are like actually decent.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the problem with Jokeboat is the setups don't work very well for the joke. Like it would be better if you just wrote your own joke. Instead of the setup.
I mean, also, another point, even though, I hate this game and it's overplayed as hell, this just proves how much more, or how good it is, and how much more overplayed it is. Like, some of our friends, we have a certain group of people that I know that are always willing to play Jackbox, and other people we can rope in, but then there's a couple other friends that will never play Jackbox. And when I first got Jackbox Party Pack 5 and Mad vs. City, legit, those friends that will never play Jackbox always wanted to play whenever we were playing Mad vs. City. And I'd hop on Jackbox and stream it, and that's the only thing they'd want to play. And that's why it's overplayed. They'd be like, Mad vs. City, Mad vs. City, Mad vs. City. And that's all we play is Mad vs. City. And if I switch to a different game, they'd get off. So, I mean, I hate it, but it deserves the number 5 spot.
Yeah. It attracts some people to the Jackbox. Number 4 spot is one that I personally like. I'm never good at it, but I personally like. Is Bidiots. So this one we picked to go in this spot because it's always entertaining. The drawings, first of all, the paintings are always beautiful. Deciphering the paintings, and as I said, I'm never good at it, but I still find it highly entertaining to play the game.
I mean, it's not even just, painting something. There's so many other drawing games and painting games. There's TKO. You draw a shirt, add slogans to it, then there's a quick gauntlet. And that game's fun, but I don't feel like it's a game, really, or there's no, competitive aspect or anything like that, or even versus or teamwork. It's just kind of just random stuff going on. Then there's Civic Doodle, which is literally just random drawings to win. You randomly draw something, and whichever drawing is better, you win. And then there's Drawful, which is in the first Jackbox, which we don't even really play. I don't even own. I don't think Wade owns. No. But Drawful, it's draw something. Someone's got to guess what it is. But Bidiots takes that. Everyone draws 2 paintings. Everyone gets listed prices, and you got to make the best profit you can. And there's so many similar paintings. One will be Starry Night. One will be space. One will be the stars, in the sky or something like that. Multiple drawings of the same type. So it's like Drawful. You have to guess what the drawing is. You have to determine the price of it. And there's even more strategy because you can take out loans. You get money from how much money your painting makes. However much money your painting makes, you get half back. You need to conserve your money because you only get 3,000 at the start. And it even adds in another layer of strategy. You get hints. And the hints will be this player knows the price. And if they're not bidding on it, you know it's worth nothing. And if they keep raising the price, you know it's worth something. Or this person's next painting will be worth X amount. So it's just so many different things and different aspects combined in this one game that make it so much fun.
Yeah, and also like, you know, when you're trying to like go through and look what painting is which and how much it's going to be worth, a lot of times the paintings are really awful because you drew them in a matter of minutes, so it's hard to decipher, and a lot of times they're pretty similar, so it's really hard to decipher which painting is which. And a lot of times, you know, with the screw, once they introduce the screw, you can really screw people to get them to buy their own paintings and other things like that.
I forgot about the screw. Yeah, the screw is another layer.
Yeah. Heading up to number 3, we have picked Trivia Murder Party 2. Now, this is not specific saying that Trivia Murder Party 1 is bad. It's actually really good. It's just 2 is better. The mini games are way better.
Yes.
And yeah, I never really liked the first one that much, but I do like the second one a lot better.
I mean, I always loved the first one, but it was like the first one, I was longing for something better. I was longing for more. Because most of the time, the trivia question would be like outdated, no one would understand the trivia question, and then we'd all lose, and then we'd all die before we even got to the final round.
Yeah.
And that was our experience with the first Trivia Murder Party. But I think the second Trivia Murder Party, they dumbed down the trivia. They made the trivia a lot more relatable. Like half the time, the trivia questions are pop culture references. Like they'll be asking about a TV show or a movie, or they'll be asking about like a graphic novel, like a video game. So I feel like the questions are a lot more relatable, a lot more dumbed down for us to get. And even if you lose, instead of the games just instantly killing you or instantly handicapping you, it gives you a much greater chance of survival. It's more of like a fight to the death instead of you got the question wrong, you're dead.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. The reason that I didn't like the first one was it was basically as soon as you got the question wrong, you were dead. Like, the minigames were super rigged. It was either, like, you always died or you always won. And it was basically, like, luck at that point, whatever minigame you got. But these one, there's a lot more skill involved in the minigames and actually, like, fighting for your survival.
I mean, even if it is not that much skill, like in past ones, it would be like, hey, 3 people got that question wrong, all 3 of you die here, just instantly. Yeah. But in this one, it's like, 3 of you got the question wrong, at least 1 of you will survive. 3 of you got the question wrong, all 3 can survive in certain minigames, right?
Yeah. Okay, so heading into number 2, we have Fakenet. So this was my favorite Jackbox game until number 1 was released. And I still think it is a great Jackbox game. The only downside is you can't play it unless you're in person. And I mean, I think we could try to play it as long as you didn't do pointing, but it's still, it's quite difficult.
Yeah, you have to have everyone have a face cam, and if people have PCs, or they're just using their phone, they're already using their phone for Jackbox, so it's hard to switch back to the app we're using for your face, so it's a lot more difficult, and the element of it there is kind of lost, and like the charm of it is lost, like online. So like, as we've been playing with Quarantine, we only played Fakenet once, but like still, in person, it's great, and I think that comes from like, we just love deception games. Like, I love deception games like The Resistance, Secret Hitler, Mafia, and this is just, it was the only deception game on Jackbox. Until number 1.
So, we're going to go through our honorable mentions, and then we'll hit number 1. So, these honorable mentions are not bad. These are some of our favorite games as well.
Oh yeah, they're great.
They're just not as good as the originals, or are the ones on our list. So, we have Role Models. This is a new one to Jackbox Party Pack 6, and we have been recently playing it, and we've been enjoying it very much. Some parts of the games I'm not a really big fan of. Like, I don't like the whole like name at the end. I think it's kind of silly.
Yeah, no one really cares about the naming conventions.
Or when they bring you into like the thing and it's like, oh, write a prompt that like fits your your thing. Like, that part's
it's like,
not as good.
which one of you is more stupid or more silly?
And next we have Patently Stupid. So this is a game that we really like. It's really entertaining if you have good people, and that's why we didn't put it in the honorable mention, because sometimes
it's situational.
Yeah, sometimes if you have like really people have never played Jackbox before, or people who just aren't creative, it just turns into.
Also, most of the time, like, you get given the prompt and you write your own problem, and if you don't get good problems, it kind of sets up for like difficulty at making an invention to show off. It's very situational, but if you have the right group of people, it can be really fun.
And also Monster Seeking Monsters. This one is literally, it's one, the first reason it's in just because of the music, because the music in this game is epic, but also Monster Seeking Monsters, you know, it's just, it's entertaining all around. I mean, depending on the people you have, again, it's pretty situational if you will be able to get it.
Monster Seeking Monster is personally one of my personal favorites. Like, in my top 3 personal favorites, it's like our number 1, number 2, like Bidiots and like Monster Seeking Monster. But like, I feel like it's lacking because all it is it's like, it plays off the monster powers. And it's like 7 nights or 6 nights of the exact same thing. Messaging people and going on a date and trying to trick people. It's the exact same thing over and over again. It's not even like a fibbage where it's a new question, or like role models where it's a new like situation or scenario. It's the same thing. And in my opinion, half of the monster powers are really lacking. Like 3 of them are reskins. 1 is the mummy, 1 is the vampire, 1 is the zombie. Sorry, 4. And I think 1 is the werewolf. And all of them are like, if you date someone, they turn into you or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not good.
And then finally, coming up to number 1, the best Jackbox game is the one and only Push the Button.
Push the button, everyone.
I feel, like you said, like this has like some of the best music in it as well. Like we were talking about this before.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you just look at it objectively, like before you even think about what the game is about, while playing Push the Button, there are multiple different mini games and questionnaires in the game already. There's the drawing quarters, there's the writing section, writing pod, there's the deliberation deck, there's the opinion hold, and then there's also a thing called the bioscanner. So just already there's 5 different things to do in it.
And I mean, and like every time we played this game, there's always a different experience playing it. You know, no game is the same. And, you know, it has never become boring at any point. It's like very high stress, very high, you know, very high involvement. Like, there's nobody that's like just sitting off to the side not doing anything. Like, you know, when you play Fakenet, like if you're not the faker, a lot of times you might end up just sitting around doing nothing. So yeah, it makes the people who aren't the aliens very involved. And then the whole hacking system is like another level on the aliens and what they can do. And, you know, that just makes the game 10 times better. You know, it's like the Resistance with an extra level to it.
And same with the bioscanner as well. The bioscanner gives you a way. If you are the alien going through the bioscanner, it's an extra way to deceive someone or give someone your trust. Or if you're having trouble and someone, like, we have a lot of scenarios where someone is just bad at answering questions, or someone is just super sus and seems like an alien, and we screw up because they weren't an alien, they were a human, even though they answered terribly. So the bioscanner, you can check that one person if you succeed in it, and it'll tell you if they're human or alien. So that even adds another level on top of it. It's already good because most Jackbox games average around 5 to like 7 people, or like 8 maximum, 7 maximum, 6, 5, 4, right? Push the Button, I think it has like a maximum of like 10 to 12 people. And the timer adjusts depending on it. And the aliens increase, and the numbers of hacks increase. So it is extremely extremely similar to the Resistance.
Yeah.
And the Resistance is one of my favorite deception board games, so obviously this is going to be an amazing game I love.
So that's it. So I think if we were going to suggest to buy one party pack to get these games, you would buy Party Pack 6, because then you would be able to get Push the Button, Trivia Murder Party 2, and Role Models.
Yeah.
Which are Role Models already honorable mention. Or you could buy Party Pack 3, which would give you Fakin and Bidiots. Or you could buy Party Pack 5, which would give you Madverse City. Party Pack 4 will give you Patently Stupid and Monsters Seeking Monsters.
There are also a lot of other great games on there that we haven't mentioned. Like a Fibbage is not bad. There's Quiplash in there as well. And there's other niche games, but in just our experience with them and with the people we play with, they aren't the greatest games, or in our opinion, we don't think objectively, or like with the systems of the game, they're just kind of generic. So, but I mean, each pack has its own different charm, different amount of games, different people like what they want, so.
Yeah. And I mean, we've also played a lot of Jackbox, so some of the more simpler games like Fibbage or Quiplash that newer players might find really fun and entertaining, we've kind of exhausted everything we could get out of that game, and we've kind of moved on.
Quiplash is like the one game I try to avoid the most. Like Madverse City, I don't need to avoid because I just put my foot down. I'm like, we're not playing it. We played it too much. But like Quiplash is just like yeah, two people get a prompt. Whoever writes the funnier answer wins. Like,
I mean, as we've said, we have some very specific answers that we like to write in Quiplash, and we actually had to put a ban on the answers because, I mean, they were always funny, but I mean, everybody just started putting them. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of WBTV. If you're wondering what Jackbox games to buy, what Jackbox games to play during the quarantine, come check out our list. It will be in the link, or it will be typed out in the description, just like our other video. And thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you think of our list of Jackbox games, and if there's any games that we missed, share it with your family, share it with your friends, share it with Logan, who is your best friend, and share it with the guy at Freshco, and hit that subscribe button to see more videos coming out weekly, or coming out 3 times a week. So without further ado, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. One peach at a time. Shit take. Good shit take.
Thank you guys for watching WBT. If you want to see more videos like this one, click the video on the right. If you want to see skits, click the video on the left. And make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video.